It's mid-February, so it is time for us to start our very first succession of our lettuce within our grow along. If you want to know the varieties and all the other details to join in, then just check out video 1, comment video, and I will send you the link to that. If you would like to get the same varieties as we're growing here from Tamar Organics and a discount code for them, then comment newsletter and I'll send you the link for that. The varieties that we'll be growing today out of all the different ones that we ordered includes this lettuce Rogue de Hiver. So this is one that can be sown up till February, so it's going to only give us the colder months and it won't like the heat, but that's fine at this time of year. And then exactly the same for that is winter density. And then we're also going to be sowing Lola Rosa. This one's quite cold hardy as well. The other two that we have in the collection will be waiting till March in order to sow these. We'll be sowing these just as we're looking at pricking these out. And that's the Little Leprechaun and the Maravilla de Verano. So I'm going to be using one of these little cell trays today and then a propagator lid. You could use just a normal pot, would be absolutely fine. I'd get sort of 10 to 15 seeds in there, no trouble. And then you could pop a little recycled sandwich bag on the top. For this, I'm using my soil blocking mix because I don't have any normal compost available at the moment. But any sieved compost that isn't full of too many bits will do the job absolutely fine. And then in this tray, we are actually going to be sowing all the different varieties that I'm doing today, so all 3. So just gently pushed it down. We don't want to push too much air out or anything like that. We're just going to make a level surface onto the top. So lettuce both come in this white seed and then also a black seed. And for these, we're just going to sprinkle them over the surface. They do get aided by light, although they will germinate if they have been covered. I do find them better if you don't cover them. We're not sowing the whole packet, we're just sowing a small variety ready to prick out when we're finished. This is the winter density. And this is the Rogue de Hiver. As you can see, these ones are actually brown or black seeds compared to the other two. Just going to sprinkle them over as well. As not to dislodge these seeds, I'm just going to water them from the bottom. This is slightly warmer water that's been outside on a heated bench, but a bit of water from inside will be fine. It's just it was -4 last night, so I don't want them to be too cold straight away. I'm just going to give them a little press down to make sure they've got good contact with the soil. And then we're going to let that soak up the water for about 10 to 15 minutes. It's been about 10 minutes and they are nice and wet on the top now, so I can remove them out of the water and pop the humidity dome on. So for now we want this to be closed. The whole point in the humidity dome is to make sure that these seeds don't dry out and it's a suitable environment for them to germinate. Once we see germination on around 50% of these, then I'm going to open the vent first of all for a day or two, and then we're going to take this off. So these are just going to go in the house now. They don't need any propagator heat or anything like that. Just a windowsill will be absolutely fine. And just keep an eye on them for when that germination happens. Once it does, then we can move them to a cooler spot. If you haven't got any cooler in the house, then you'll definitely want them to be outside under cover, and then they'll get more light there as well. If you do need to keep them in the house, then do make sure that it's cool and it has as much light as possible. And if they start getting leggy, where they're going to have longer stems and be higher, then that's too much heat and too little light for them. So we want to avoid that because that's weaker plants. Weaker plants will then cause us issues later on with pests. And then we are going to let them grow on in that cooler environment, making sure there's plenty of light. If you are worried about light levels at the moment, then delay the sowing. And then we will be pricking them out once they get the first set or two of true leaves. So the first leaves that you find are seed leaves, and then after that there'll be the true leaves to the plants. They shouldn't need any more water now until they've germinated, especially with the dome on. Once they have done, just water them underneath once they feel dry. Have a bit of a feel of the actual weight, and then just don't let them dry out completely, but do let them dry out a little bit in between each time that you do water them.